Hello, my name is Sayyid Mohammad Mujtaba. I'm one of the English language teachers at Iqra University. Previously, we talked about academic writing, academic English, characteristics of academic writing. Now, let us talk about, in detail, style of academic writing. Academic writing style. Generally speaking, we use language to persuade, inform, educate others. And in academic writing, though there is no set standard style of writing, few things you have to keep in your mind. For instance, your writing has to be precise. Your writing has to be impersonal. Remember when I was discussing about being biased and unbiased in your writing style? And objective, impersonal and objective. So you need to be precise in your writing. You need to be impersonal and objective. Now, guidelines for academic writing style. Now, these guidelines will help you write academically, Now, as I told you that although there are no rules for academic style, there are certain guidelines that might help students develop an appropriate style, argument that is required. Following are some elements of writing that need to be considered. For instance, correct usage of vocabulary, no formal writing. Remember, what did I tell you? No informal vocabulary, impersonal style. Words such as okay or phrases such as I believe are unbefitting. Emotive language must not be used. You cannot afford to show your emotions. Every genre of writing is different. You might use this in narrative writing style, but you cannot afford to use emotive language, phrases such as okay, all right, in academic writing. Then, you cannot afford to use idiom or colloquial vocabulary, use of slang, words, jargon, abbreviation, cliches should be avoided. These type of things you cannot afford to write academically. For instance, I believe what you did was wrong. You cannot afford to refute with someone's argument in this way. I believe what you did was wrong. Precision in choosing vocabulary is essential. Words and terms have very specific meaning, and it is important that you use them correctly, both in meaning and in grammatical use. Then, contractions of verbs. Do not say don't. Say do not. Although you can say this in spoken English, not recommended when you are writing, specifically when you are writing academically. Not recommended. Then, verbosity. Redundant words, repetition of words should be avoided. For instance, in my opinion, I believe, these are few. This is one of the examples. Make sure that you do not repeat the words. Appropriate sentence structure. You need to use variety of sentence structure in your writing to make your text meaningful. You need to make sure that you use correct grammar in your writing. Language accuracy is must. Lexical resources, choice of appropriate words, and then variety of sentence structure. Use of third person rather than first person perspective, usually avoided in academic writing. I believe no. Research scholars believe that. You could write something like this. So avoid first person perspective. There is more use of passive voice, though active voice is equally significant and should be applied. The findings of this study concluded that so passive voice is used in academic writing, although you can use active voice. Then, hedging technique is used to exercise caution, particularly for conclusion, as writing absolute statements should be avoided. Use of models and modifiers are recommended. For instance, generally people tend to use words such as tend to, seem. For instance, ESL language learners tend to face considerable problems while writing in English. So use of words tend to, seem to make your conclusion, makes you exercise caution. You cannot give absolute statement in academic writing. In academic writing, facts and figures are given precisely. You cannot afford to give something which is misleading. And then again, what did I tell you about citing resources? You need to make sure that your reference list is up to date. You need to make sure that you have in-text citation in your text. You need to make sure that you have properly backed up statements which require citation. These are the few things that you have to keep in your mind. Thank you for listening.